Dale Not Dale Podcast.
What up, Bonnie?
Hello.
We are back.
We are absolutely back.
Dude, we had a fun weekend in Austin, huh?
Did we? Yes, we did. I don't want to know what's going to happen on your 50th birthday.
So we just celebrated my 40th in Austin, Texas. Not Austin, Massachusetts, like I've always said. But we partied. Well, I say I partied. Vaughn didn't party, but
I didn't.
Vaughn was there for just being a great friend.
Dude, I was drinking Topo Chicos and lime like you wouldn't believe.
He drank so much Diet Coke. This one guy brought him a Diet Coke thing in like a half gallon.
Dude, it was
with a straw in it.
Honestly, if you want a good tip out of me, you're always going to get one. But if you want a really, really good one,
yeah,
you bring me a punch bowl of Diet Coke with a straw in it. In a soup canister. Dude, that was great.
That was funny.
I gave you some lessons in wrestling.
Dude,
got to get your hooks in. It was wild.
It's jiu-jitsu life for you.
Dude, it is. I think I got 4 hours of sleep a night.
Dude, we partied. We got kicked out of Joe Rogan's comedy club. That was cool. And then Saturday, I drank all day. Started drinking mimosas early. Yeah. Switched to this.
Some sort of weird tea.
Whiskey tea.
Oh,
delicious.
Gosh.
And then we had dinner, and oh, man. Dude, we won. Hey, so real quick, we won a dance competition, me and Crystal, at this one bar, Coyote Ugly. Mm-hmm. It was very provocative. It was like a dirty dancing.
Yeah, we'll need to put that on social media.
But we beat five other people, couples.
They were all professional dancers.
Yeah, they were all professional.
Yeah, they were all professional.
Got to have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun, man. So it was a good time.
Dude, how's it feel to be 40 now?
I feel the same.
Yeah?
I don't feel any different.
You know, everybody every year asks, how does it feel to be whatever age? I don't really ever feel different.
Dude, I'm in my prime, bro. I'm ready.
Yeah?
Ready to go.
I'm in my prime, too.
I can see it.
Dude, primetime Vaughn. So
yeah, we got a good episode today, man. We got some guys coming in that we recently met at the Breggy Bomb Suite Party at the Astros game.
Yep.
Ted, Clayton, and Jake.
Ted, Clayton, Jake.
Part of Trend Companies. They have other offshoots underneath Trend Companies, Trend Athletes, Trend Creators, Trend Brands, and Trend Ventures, I believe it is. So they got a cool business. We're going to find out more about that. Me being in the influencer world on Instagram, something I'm familiar with. Vaughn knows, I'm sure, some of it just being the business side. So we're going to find out about that, what they are. These guys are into sports. There's going to be a lot of bro talking.
Yeah,
it's funny that they're I guess, so Ted's like a big time deal.
Yeah.
Like he has a person that reached out to me and emailed to schedule this.
Yeah.
And then she asked me last night, hey, what are we going to talk about, blah, blah, just so we can have an idea. I'm like, well, this is going to be episode 51, and this is, we've done 50 others with no script or no plan, so this is what you're going to get. We're going to just kind of whatever, blah, blah, blah. She's like, okay, well, that's fine. She was good, but
yeah.
Like, this ain't a serious podcast, ma'am.
No, yeah, there's no seriousness behind this.
Well, especially with 5 guys, you can imagine what's going to come up. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, so I was like, we're just going to have a good time.
You know what I forgot to mention, though? We're back.
I know. I thought you were going to get it.
No.
Yep. But, so we got these guys coming in, so we're excited. Cool thing, because they'll be in studio. So when we come back from our break, you will see these guys in here. And we're excited to get them here. But we'll take a quick moment to talk about our podcast sponsor.
Yeah.
Good Ranchers.
I love Good Ranchers.
Man, I do too. They just finished up their July 4th specials.
Yep.
So new deals coming out every day. I'm sure there's always something there. Them guys always got something going on. But make sure to go to goodranchers.com. Use our code DNDPOD for $30 off your box. I just cooked a bunch of Good Ranchers last night, dude. Some good stuff.
I took it to a 4th of July deal.
You did?
Yeah. I had some ribeyes and cut those in little bite-sized pizza and bite-sized pieces.
It's good.
Yeah, and they asked me where I got the meat. I was like, use my code DNDPOD at goodranchers.com.
I had a couple of buddies text me over the weekend, asked me about a code for there. So, hey, keep it bringing.
Build it.
Yeah. Good Ranch has been good to us, man. We want to make sure that one, I mean, we really do love the stuff. We want to make sure that our supporters and fans and friends, we're supporting them. It helps us out as well. But you will like this product. I mean, everybody's got to eat, and everybody wants to eat good food.
Yep.
You can't beat a good steak.
No, you can't.
And you seen recently, I know we were talking about this, but the FDA just approved lab-grown chicken.
You know, I did see something on that, but at this point, are we surprised?
No, we're not surprised. It's just weird.
It is. We're going to be at a time in 50 plus years where I think we're going to be eating nothing but lab grown anything.
Ugh.
I mean, that's why I like Good Ranchers, because it's real.
It's real. It's good food from American ranches. I just can't. Why would you want to eat lab grown meat? I don't understand it.
Dude, I don't know. You look at mayonnaise now. There's a deal on there where it's like a lot of it is lab grown.
Really?
On mayonnaise. Like,
wow.
You know, it's really hard to count your macros.
Man-made mayonnaise sounds gross.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would eat it. I mean, it's been around for centuries. That is immature.
I know.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah. So back to Good Ranchers.
Yes. God.
Yeah. So if you want meat produced in the United States that's from real cows, from real chickens, real sustainable, like real wild caught seafood.
Yep.
Use Good Ranchers. Go to goodranchers.com. Use our code D&D Pod. $30 off. So nobody wants to eat that lab grown crap.
Nope. We don't.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, it does.
Magnus might eat it.
Magnus,
you're going to eat it. We're going to video you. We're going to see what your thoughts are. We'll do a blind taste test with chicken and lab grown chicken.
Magnus is lab grown.
He loves Petri dish chicken. It's his favorite dish.
I used to have a fraternity brother. It's a true story. I had a fraternity brother who used to think that he was a test tube baby. And like he had like these incredible skills. He really did. He was like a phenomenal wrestler and athlete.
Yeah.
And he was adopted, but he swears that he was created as a war machine in back in Germany.
Rampage said his son's a clone.
Dude, I'm thinking they're onto something.
Your dad said you're a butt baby. I don't know what that meant.
Oh my gosh. I don't think my dad said that.
Oh, he did. That was my dad.
Oh. I don't think the word butts ever came out of my dad's mouth.
Really? You don't say that, Phil.
Dude, he only cusses on football fields.
Really?
Yeah. He was like real tame off of it right when you get him in those.
He just saw blood on there.
Oh, dude. He just goes nuts. It's like,
what position did he play?
Center.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he wants to do an Okie drill with me. We'll do this for YouTube.
I think he would.
He's a big guy.
Yeah. I think he would still do it.
How tall is your dad?
He's 6'2".
Man, he's bigger than that. I don't know. He's just a big guy, though.
Yeah, he's just, the way his body's big.
He's a big dude.
Like me, I got broad shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they call me Broad Vaughn.
I'm just glad your hips aren't wider than your shoulders. I'm not supposed to trust a man with that.
Dude, do people have that issue? Oh, I don't want to meet those people. Could you imagine having wider hips than shoulders? Speaking of fraternity brothers, I think I may have said this before, but I had a fraternity brother who was 6'2" and wore a 28 length pants.
Wow.
Dude, he was all torso.
That's weird.
And is like he would wear like an extra long shirt or extra.
He wore like extra low rise jeans.
He'd wear an XL shirt, and it was like right above his belt line. He was just like little tiny nub legs, and then this torso like a freaking giraffe.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't want to call him out. Nick Johnson.
Oh, Nick, if you're listening.
Nick, if you're listening, from Edmond, Oklahoma. Love you, buddy.
And your little legs.
And your little tiny little legs.
All right, well, I guess we need to shift gears back to being professional.
Yes.
Because you get me off track every time.
I'm pretty sure it's the other way around. Go ahead.
So we got the guys in from trend companies. So let's get Jake, Clayton, Ted on.
Let's do it.
It's our first time, but no, we had the girls. We've had 5 before.
Yeah.
But this is our first time having 5 grown men in here. So we had to make some changes. You could kind of see we had an extra seat. There's no way we could fit all 3 of those guys on the couch.
And the cool thing about this next frame that people are going to see is I'm actually going to be sitting over there.
Yeah, he's going to just magically move.
Dude, I can't wait.
It's Power Podcast.
Yes.
So let's get into the music and we'll get this rolling.
Let's do it.
Uncle Dale and Vaughn with stories to unfold. So sit back, relax, and behold. We discussing life and all its ups and downs. Tune in from your side of town. Talking pop cultures, movies, and TV shows. Giving the thoughts and much more. This shit is style, clothes, and gadgets galore. Keeping you entertained, you'll be begging for more. Cause we gon' laugh and hey, maybe even crying. But one thing's for sure, you'll be smiling. Cause Uncle Dale and Vaughn are at your side. So come along, join, and let's ride.
They bring the heat, and the guests are supreme. They ain't just a dude.
You there, Magnus? We're good? All right, we're recording.
Dude, here we go.
What's up, guys?
Doing well. How are you guys?
Dude, Clayton looks nervous.
He's in it.
Yeah, dude, that shirt's
Nervous. I've never seen that guy
so,
sweat before.
shirt's so tight. Like it.
Y'all better watch it.
So we got the guys in from Trend Companies. We have Mr. Clayton Crum,
Yes, sir.
Ted
Raad.
Raad, and Jake Timm,
There you go. You got it, man.
aka Andrew.
Andrew. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, let's roll with it.
Only when I'm golfing.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe put that a little closer,
Oh, my bad.
just to where I want to make sure we're catching your audio.
You good?
Yeah. So we met two of you guys at the Breggy Bomb.
Yeah.
That was our first sweet party, right?
Yeah.
At the Astros
Yeah.
game. So
Mhm.
It was sweet.
It was a good time.
Yeah, man.
I got a story about that too. That y'all didn't. We had an after effects.
I didn't know we were going to bring this up, but I love it.
Well, let's hear it.
So we had they had all the drinks in there. The freaking what's it called? El Tiempo margaritas with the Breggy Bomb seasoning on there. So
Did you hear the news? The FDA approved lab-grown chicken for sale.
yuck.
Yes, meat formed in a bioreactor will soon be coming to a store near you. If you prefer meat grown in a pasture instead of a petri dish, then you need to go to goodranchers.com. Not only do they sell real meat from real animals, but they sell the best meat in the country has to offer. From steakhouse quality cuts of beef to better than organic chicken, everything Good Ranchers sources is from local farms in America.
If access to food you can trust is important, then I cannot recommend Good Ranchers enough. There's a reason they've won Best Food Subscription 2 years in a row. They've got genuinely great products and top-tier customer service. You can't call the scientists in the lab to ask about their fake meat, but Good Ranchers has a team of people who are able to call and answer all your questions. Real meat, real service. So head on over to goodranchers.com. Use my code DNDPOD to get $30 off your first box. With 14,000 five-star reviews, you can confidently pick the perfect box for you. Plus, lock in the price for 2 years when you subscribe today. $30 off and a price lock guarantee. Just two more things lab-grown meat can't offer, or any other meat for that matter.
Lock in your price. Save $30 and get real American meat delivered today. Go to goodranchers.com and use my code DNDPOD. Goodranchers.com. American meat delivered.
My wife, she's like, well, they're free. I'm going to drink every one I can. And so, dude, hey,
Love it.
I wouldn't even around my wife hardly any at all because I was talking to everybody, meeting people. And then, so we get ready. We all leave. We're like the last to leave. And we walk down and then we get in the car. And the first thing you know, my wife starts stripping her clothes off in the car. There's 6 of us. And she's like, I'm sick. I feel good. Well, then she proceeds, so we give her a bag from the gift shop.
Yeah.
And she just starts yakking in her dad.
In the parking lot?
No, in the car.
In the car. He's
Oh,
driving.
even better.
I had to drive, so I don't drink, so I'm always the designated driver.
Oh, same here,
Oh.
dude. Same
So
here.
there you
Yeah,
go.
man.
So-
I know that life.
Did that make anyone else throw up, though?
No.
But we were laughing the whole time. So I was like, okay, she's puking. So we cannot have puke in this car. It's going to ruin my life.
Oh, yeah.
So I get on the express lane for 45 South.
Yeah.
Dude, I think we've got Nelly in the background, and it's turned all the way up because I don't want to hear it. And I'm hauling ass. I'm doing 90 on 45, and she's puking in the back in this bag. I mean, fills it up. Just Breggy Bomb, salsa, margarita.
Vomit. I can't.
So, oh no, it gets better. It gets better. So as I'm driving, being the responsible one, Adam Busby grabs his bag of throw up and then puts it on my forearm.
Why?
Because he was just being crazy. I mean, it's like the warmth.
Yeah,
was there.
let's not do that.
Dan's like, all right, I'm done.
Someone hand me
Yeah.
back.
So wait, starting off with a bang here.
So I got a picture of her like passed out. I sent it to Reagan. I'm like, hey, not everybody can handle Braggy bomb parties.
Dude, she got Breggy bombed.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah. So I want to tell you that story, man, because like I said, luckily she held it together there.
That's a horrible story.
'Cause it got yeah. It was
a
bad.
memorable night for y'all then. It's a memorable car drive right
It
there.
is.
when we showed up, like I didn't didn't look at the schedule. The Astros play so many games. I didn't know
Yeah.
they were playing the A's. Right. I show up full green.
Green pants, green
Green
shirt.
Actually,
pants, green shirt.
There was that one guy that was wearing all green. I was like, this guy was going to the Breggy Bomb suite.
Dude.
An Ace fan. What's going on here?
I ended up having to go to the gift shop to buy a Alex Bregman Astros jersey.
Good idea.
$150 jersey
Yeah.
that I had to
outrageous.
cover up my tracks with.
Hey.
So, nobody noticed.
It's the price you pay for not doing your homework. you know?
Dude, I know. I deserved it. It was 100% my
The
fault.
funny thing is, we showed it to his house, and he's wearing that. I told Adam, I say, hey, don't say anything. We're not going to tell him until we leave. So I was like, we're playing the I knew it. So we get about 10 minutes down the road. I'm like, dude, we're playing the Oakland A's today. He was pissed.
Shit. Of all,
It's kind of friends we are.
Were you just
all
hoping
the-
that the Astros had an alternative green jersey or something?
Man, I was doing it for the soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was a military green.
There you go.
It was a
You got
military.
yourself in the clear there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good way out. Good way out.
Yeah. So, so I had to get that out of there. But yeah, so
That's funny.
let's talk about your company, man, real quick. We'll get into that. So Trend Companies was started by,
Yeah, started by me.
okay.
I started in 2019. So before Trend Companies, like it wasn't my. So we have three factions of Trend Companies. We have the trend management part, which is a lot of the creators that you see. Some of what we talked about before, like my wife, his wife. We have roughly 85 creators in that with fashion, lifestyle, in that segment right there that have anywhere between, I would say, 200K up to, our highest creator has about 8 million. So we definitely cover the gamut there. But I worked at HP before Trend Companies. And it wasn't like a big ambition of mine to get into management for fashion and lifestyle, and specifically women's fashion and lifestyle. I was working in mergers and acquisitions for a long time. My wife, her platform was growing a little bit, and she had actually signed with a big management company at the time. And that was like a big deal for me because I was tired of trying to understand this whole industry and what was going on. And I was finally happy that someone could take, this advocate for her in her space and help her navigate. I mean, you guys know how it is, figuring out what's good for you, what is my rate supposed to be, what opportunities are out there for me, what makes sense and what doesn't. And she was doing a lot of stuff for free at the time, and she had close to 150K followers at that time. So she signed with a management company. I was traveling back and forth to South Korea a lot, so I wasn't really around for work.
Okay.
And then, and the one thing that's different about Dee Dee than I'd say about, and Jess as well, than other creators online is that she's not popular on social media because she has. Like they don't know her from TV. They don't know her from any kind of special talent
It's
like
all
singing
organic growth.
music. It's all organic growth.
Yeah.
So anything she puts out there, she's either going to gain followers because it's organic, or she's going to lose them if they see right through her and saying, "Hey, you're doing this just for the money."
It's
right?
not authentic. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't authentic. So her first few campaigns that she got offers from, there was like men's shaving cream, foot cream. They offered a lot of money, and she really wanted. First of all, I said, "Let's take this thing." Right? Like I'm busting my butt off going to South Korea for HP. I'm like, "Hey, we did it. Like, let's get out of here." And she's like, "No, I can't take it because first of all, it doesn't serve my audience, but second of all, like they're going to see right through it. And then if I don't have my audience, I don't have anything, right?" So she declined those, but which is okay. Like I think it's fine for people to decline it. The pressure she was getting from her management company to take it felt off for me, right? It felt like, okay, well,
they're just for the money. I mean, they don't care about her or longevity.
It felt weird. It's
They're
like,
trying to
well,
get
if
quick cash off her.
exactly, yeah, they wanted to cut quickly, and I felt like that was wrong. If they listened to what she was trying to accomplish, they were going to make a ton more money in 2 years if they just followed that organic growth. So the thought for us was like, okay, look, this is not working out. Let's find another management company. So we talked to a few other her friend creators, and they're having the same issue across the industry. And then it was just at that point made sense just to start something that was very simple. I think management's a good product. I just wanted to make a great product out of it.
Yeah.
And the idea was just that we're gonna create organic partnerships for our creators. We're talking about their 2-year goal, 3-year goal, not their 1-year goal, and it's gonna work great for everybody. Because if we do that correctly, they're gonna win, we're gonna win, the audience wins. It's a full circle thing. So we started with a very simple thing in mind: just create it first and make things organic. And it kind of just caught on. So the first year, I had 9 creators. That was just by myself. I had no idea how to hire, and I'm not like this business thing kind of just fell in my lap. It wasn't like somebody. I didn't read a book about how to scale. So the first year I had 9 creators. I didn't have anybody on my team. They were all doing a ton of work. So my firstborn Rosie, she was born in August of 2019. And I still remember that, like, while my wife is in labor, like about to push, I get a phone call from the team over at Steve Vadden. We have a launch that day. And I looked over and I was like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, this is your last call you're ever taking, right? And I was like, I'm sorry, but really quick. So I walked out for 2 minutes. And at that point, I was like, I got to figure something out here in the work-life balance. But so I started hiring. And then the following year, I was able to bring on more creators that were applying because we had a ton of traction. I was declining a lot of people at the time. And from then it's kind of scaled into something bigger, right? So, from now we have roughly 40 or 45 employees. Yeah. We have 85 creators. We started a trend social division because a lot of brands came to us, especially during the pandemic when everybody was relying on brick and mortar.
Yep.
And when that died, people were trying to figure out e-commerce and how to work with creators and didn't know the first thing about contract creation or anything else like that or what deliverables to look for. So they came to us and asked for help. So then now we work with over 35 brands to help them on that end on how to work with creators, even within our segment or outside of it, like just help them navigate that whole space. So that's how Trend Social was born, Trend Management was born. And then over time, we've been talking with a lot of athletes. I have a lot of friends that are athletes that are like, hey, like agents are great and they help us with the on-field stuff, but off-the-field stuff would love to get my name out there.
They're not on the digital side.
Yeah, not at all. So then now this is where, Trend Athletes kind of came into play and we have we worked with over 600 brands last year. So as far as contacts are concerned, we're not shy of it. It's just a matter of making sure we can figure out what the athlete's looking for and kind of match them with that, which is where Clayton and Jake come in.
So these guys, you're on the
I'm on the athlete side.
Athlete side.
I started back in, was that February, Ted? February we started Trend Athletes.
I don't know what month we're in now, but
yeah, I think we're in like month 6 of this thing. So I run Trend Athletes. Clayton sent a DM as soon as we announced. He was like, hey, hire me. I was like, you know what?
You got to do it.
I talked to Ted, and he was like, Clayton knows a bunch of people. So we call him a strategic advisor.
Okay.
So Clayton's strategic advisor. I run Trend Athletes, just day-to-day operations. Obviously, Ted's CEO. And we're rocking and rolling, man. It's really exciting. I'd say the welcome to this world was working with Bregman. We got him a deal with the NBA All-Star game, and he got him a deal to coach that. So I go out there my first week to Salt Lake City.
Yeah, it was like a third day.
Yeah, it was like my third day. Yeah. And they roll out the red carpet for these guys, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm kind of just tagging along. And it was just like, holy shit.
You're seeing everybody.
Yeah. I'm in this world. I'm talking to Calvin Johnson. I go to dinner with Sinqua Walls, who I don't know if you know who he is, but he's an actor. He just released with Jack Harlow a movie, a remake of White Man Can't Jump. Yeah. So it was just like this welcome to this world of athletes, right? So and it's been great. It's been really exciting. We've had great response from these athletes. Professional. So we break it up into professional athletes, collegiate athletes, and then what we call athlete adjacent. So like post-career athletes.
That still got a name.
Yeah, I still got a name, still got a following.
So how much did the NIL affect y'all's business? I mean, that's got to be the biggest.
Oh, that's gonna be
catalyst, right?
That's gonna be a whole segment we need to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, NIL is like this beast that we're still trying to figure out on both ends. Like
Bon said he's got to figure
I've
it out.
got it already figured out.
Well, come on, man.
I want to hear it.
So first of all, I am 100% behind athletes in college getting paid.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think every athlete that is whatever conference they're in, I think they should get a monthly stipend. So that would be regulated by the revenues of the conference, right? So they get that monthly. Everybody's the same. If you're on scholarship or if you're an athlete, you get that same amount. Doesn't matter if you play tennis, doesn't matter if you play football, it's the same amount. So with the NIL and these large deals, what's happening is you give us, we're talking about a 17-year-old $5 million, an 18-year-old $5 million. There is no financial fortitude for these people to understand what $5 million is at 18 years old. It makes you nothing but lazy. It makes you it takes the game out of their mind. It puts business into it, which at 18 years old, you should not be thinking business at that point. You should go through that process. So to fix the NIL, what they should have done, and I'm still going to advocate for it, everything should be set up in a trust. So what happens is 18-year-old gets $5 million that goes in a trust. And in that trust, if they are injured, retire, they get the money. If they declare for the draft, they get the money. If they quit, they get the money. But anytime they get the money, college sports is over. There's no more going back to say, hey, I'm going to come back and I'm going to play college sports. They need to hold off that money for these kids and then have a future. I mean, if you look at the people who are signing these huge deals, it's not like you have, every single kid going to the NFL or the NBA or anything like that. There's a huge downfall whenever they get to the NFL.
Yeah.
You might be a 5-star athlete. You might go to the NFL and you're a practice squad kid and you get cut. I mean, that happens. And for somebody to give them $5 million at 18 years old, and then they get into the real world with no money knowledge, they fall flat every time. I mean, you look at the rate of NFL players that are going bankrupt is about 3.5 years of their career, the ones that don't make it. And, I got the NIL fix.
Yeah. I mean, I think that makes a good point when it comes to colleges paying the athletes directly for play. But there's still the aspect of before the NIL was released, when these players used to have, let's say, 2 million followers on Instagram, they couldn't get paid for anything, even though that's a great marketing tool. Yeah. So, I mean, there's still that aspect of, there is that pay for play, but there's also that aspect of they can also have their own businesses on the side if they wanted to when it came to, social media marketing or whatever it is. Absolutely. And before then, if they did anything with, if a brand wanted to pay them for any kind of social presence or even gift them,
or gift
they'd
free
get to
shirt.
spend it. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think there's that part of it where the pay for play is going to be confusing because now, first of all, it's not transparent on how these kids are getting paid at all and what that looks like. So wasn't Lane Kiffin pushing for a transparent, like a salary cap thing where you could see what everyone's getting paid and make it more public? Yeah. There's definitely going to be a lot of issues. I think you got a great take on it, by the way.
Thank you.
Wait, you're ex-college athletes.
I was going to chime in. And so my background, I went to the University of Texas and then transferred to the University of Oregon. So two kind of tailor-made programs for big football recruiting, big Nike schools, in particular Oregon, and finding, I think they were always navigating what's legal or illegal of giving athletes even like merchandise because they were so strict before NIL made the adjustments. The one thing I'm completely, and it's so funny you say that, I was talking to my dad about this the other day, the fact that a lot of these 5-star guys are showing up and they're driving Maseratis to the field, and there's walk-ons who are waking up, doing the 5 a.m. weights, going to study hall, doing all the same things, but are pulling up in a bus that they take. Yep. It doesn't create a parallel mindset in the locker room. So I think for coaches, they're having to reassess, how are we going to approach this? It's great. I get the 5-star, number 2 quarterback out of the state of Texas to show up on campus. But when he gets there, how does that compare to the senior who is a captain of the team making 1/20th the amount of money that my freshman is, right? Because there's already kind of that standard when you get there. I remember showing up to Texas my freshman year. High school, I was the man. I get there. It's like the seniors, I don't mean shit to them. I got to earn my respect. Yeah. And to some degree, when you get money, especially when you're young and immature, your chest sticks out and you think, why do I have to listen to the older guys? So you have nailed it on the head. If we could create a system in place to where they do get this money down the road, would there be some pushback at first from the younger guys? Yeah, but go back to when you're 18 years old. You want what's in front of you, but you never think the 3 or 4 year, 10-year plan. The macro picture, it rarely goes across your mind when you're young. And so I think that would really change the game and set a lot of these athletes up for the future. I do like the fact of paying athletes across the industry, because I do think that's one of the struggles right now. I was listening to, who's the famous gymnast from LSU?
Livy Dunn.
Livy Dunn, right? And she was on the Nelk Boys podcast the other day. And they're asking her questions like, has this affected relationships in the locker room? She's a gymnast. And she was straight up honest, saying, yeah, I mean, is it fair that I'm the highest paid athlete in college sports right now, and the girl next to me actually might be seated ahead of me for this tournament? I don't know, right? I don't have the answer for that, but I do think there's going to be a lot of conversations in the future with what this does to
every coach. One of their things is they have to coach the kids at an even playing field.
Absolutely.
You have to bring you cannot make any sort of you can't make one decision for another player because of their skill versus the other one. You have to have an expectation. You have to reach it. It creates dissension for a coach to have to coach a talented baseball player with no NIL money versus one that's a talented baseball player with millions of dollars. It creates a non-locker room feel. You've got kids that are there for pay for play. They're going to be having all this money. And then you have some that are there because this is their dream. They're not there for the money. They're there for the dream. You can't have that. It's not good for the locker room.
Well, now they could transfer out just if they don't. They're not there.
Yeah, and that's what it's creating. It's creating transfers left and right.
Who's that, Quinn Ewers? He was at Ohio State. Took the money.
Yeah.
Played snap at Ohio State.
Really?
And then went to Texas.
Now he's at Texas.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, essentially what you're creating is what in particular baseball, but like that's what pro sports are. I remember showing up to spring training. You have your guys 1st through 3rd round picks. Some of them signed for $4 million. Life's good for them. They're ordering out takeout, the nicest of steaks and whatever else you have when you're reporting to camp. And then you have the guys who are senior signs who have a sign for $1,000. There is a direct correlation of lifestyle change, of what they do on a daily basis change. So is it fair? I don't know the answer to that. That's just it is what it is. But seeing it in college sports now, it's pretty unique. You know, it's not something I thought would become.
I think for you guys, it's turned more into the marketability because there's some people like Livy's super marketable.
Mm-hmm. That's why she's the highest paid.
That's why. Yeah. Because she brings so much more than sports.
Yeah.
So I get that part of it because, like I said, that's her own brand she's built.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, but she's the exception.
I agree.
There's the rule, and then there's some guys that are. I mean, Arch Manning, he doesn't need the money, but this kid's going to be.
I mean, he's super popular, right? So if you think of like a business perspective, if you're a business or you guys want to promote, get Dale Not Dale podcast out there in the world, and you're like, hey, Archie Manning's got a great audience that we want to go after, and you're allowed to pay him for that. I mean, that's part of business marketing, right?
Yeah.
But 2-3 years ago, you couldn't pay a college player for anything to do any kind of marketing or even give him merchandise or probably even bring him on the show, right? So it's like there was a lot of things that they're restricted of. There needs to be a balance somewhere in there. Yeah. But I think from I read an article that is it right that Livy's the highest paid athlete and how should they what should they do about that? But it's basically
so subjective.
You can't do anything. I mean, if you're a business and you're paying her, I mean that's your prerogative. What can you do about it?
Imagine what Johnny Manziel would have made if they were going to. Tebow would have been president.
Oh man.
Joel Osteen would have put his name on the shirt. No doubt.
Tebow would be tithing touchdowns.
Dude, can you imagine what that would have been like?
Dude, he made so much money.
Imagine the money these guys got underhanded. I mean, Manziel's been pretty honest about what he did, so I don't think he got a bunch of money. No. He made his money by signing all the autographs and doing stuff. So I think he's bold enough. He would out anybody if he got a bunch of money for somebody.
Yeah, 100%.
Well,
A&M boosters are.
Reggie Bush, though. I mean,
go
back to that. Yeah. How much do you really want to tell people?
Yeah.
Because look what happened to Reggie. He stripped his Heisman away, which Manziel has one, right?
Yep.
Does he have two of them? He has one.
One.
So how much do you really want to tell?
Reggie Bush was a Heisman winner in my mind.
He is.
That's a fact. I don't think they can take away that trophy all they want.
Well, and let's be honest, this has gone on for years, guys. This isn't a new thing. You know what I'm saying? For decades, we're talking NCAA football is a billion-dollar industry. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We are just naive if we don't think that there are conversations.
There's high school kids getting stuff to transfer to high school.
100%. 100%. So
there's a 30 for 30 coming out with the U back in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
I
can't wait to see that one.
Yeah.
I know they were flying people around. They were doing all sorts of stuff.
I mean, look at the old Southwest Conference and SMU.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the black ball.
Yeah,
I mean,
the worst penalty.
They got the worst penalty possible. My dad played for Baylor, was an All-American there, and he would say there was a we had laundry money. You know, that laundry money might be 800, 900,000 bucks a month to do
Yeah.
laundry.
Yeah.
It's like I have way more clothes. My dad's got like 2 shirts and 2 shorts. He ain't doing $1,000 worth of laundry in 1974. There's no way. You know, they gave him a Trans Am just to go sign with Baylor. Signed with Baylor because they gave him a Trans Am, and Arkansas was giving him a Ford Ranger. So, I mean, it was yeah. So I mean, it's been going on for years. It's just to what extent we'll never know, and it doesn't really matter. But at the point now that they can get paid, I'm 100% for it. However, there has to be some sort of stopgap because
it hasn't even gotten ugly yet. It's gonna get ugly.
I'm curious to see if there's
gonna
gonna
get
be a
ugly.
whiplash effect from this, right? Like they just open it up. People are getting paid a ton of money, and I wonder if they're going to close it up a little bit and bring things back. And
I mean, I hope they do. You just in looking at the disparity between Alabama can pay their people.
100%.
People when a company wants to have an NIL deal, they want Alabama associated with that. And then you look at Chadron State. I mean, look at Danny Woodhead is from Chadron State. Okay, imagine having that athlete not having NIL, and then he's going pro. Like there's too much disparity there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way that we can continue to have NCAA sports and be fair without having super conferences and super schools.
Yep.
Yeah, especially at the football and basketball level in particular. But even, I mean, tip my cap off to LSU winning the national championship this year.
Skeens, got Tommy.
But look at it, man.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, you arguably have the number 1 pick in the draft coming from Air Force, show up for his draft year. You have Tommy Tank showing up from NC State, had a great career there. No reason to leave other than I want to go to LSU and get paid. I mean, and again, opinions, I don't know what happened, but we are seeing even at the baseball level, which isn't as big of a business as football and basketball. But, you know, it's funny you say, my dad played college football at Tulsa University.
Okay.
This is a perfect example of a school that is getting hit hard with NIL because they don't have the endowment to that program to pay. You know, they're trying to get the best 3-star to show up. They're not getting these 4-star, 5-stars. They're showing up to OU, OK State. I mean, because they've got the money in the pocketbook. Yeah. So it is. It's sad in some ways. I'm grateful to the guys that it's really helping them and their families. But how we go about it, we'll figure out. So.
Have you heard of these collectives? Have you heard of what the collectives are?
So
they're basically these donor-funded. They're collectives, so they're donor-funded groups that come in, and they're disassociated with the university, but they're like a preferred group, right? That is basically paying each of these players to come.
They're disassociated but associated.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, air quotes, right?
Yeah.
So this is really interesting, the collectives, because they have just as much money as you could want to go out and get whoever the coach is targeting. Again, air quotes. Because they can't pay for play.
Yeah.
So definitely look into these collectives. I think the future is busting up these collectives and athletes who are marketable, going with someone like Trend Athletes, who is more of an agent that can work across the board and not work specifically with the university.
Right.
So Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher, I think we're all familiar with the spat that happened this past year with the recruiting class. Nick Saban's involved now. He's going up. He's trying to change and add regulations to this. So I think we'll see something soon with structure around NIL.
We need it
for sure.
Yeah.
I wish they'd redo the Blindside movie with NIL. That'd be kind of cool.
This is great. This is great content.
I doubt he goes to Ole Miss.
It changes everything, doesn't it?
I just thought about that. It's a different movie.
I think those parents were. What'd they own? A bunch of Taco Bells?
Yeah,
they were pouring money in.
Little SJ would have got all kind of stuff.
Yeah,
yeah. Such a good movie.
Yeah. So what does y'all's day-to-day look like for the athlete side? Are you guys just out looking for the next big thing you think that's going to be?
It's unique. You know what I would say? I've thought about this. Okay, our roles. I'm kind of like, if we were American Idol, I'm kind of like Ryan Seacrest. I'm not a judge. Like he's Simon Cowell, Ted is.
He does have blonde tips.
Yeah, right. I just kind of like smile and I like start the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm like,
There-
"What's up?"
there-
Yeah,
yeah.
and then
Everybody talks to Clayton. That's the thing.
well, and yeah, I mean that's kind of my role. It's
Yeah.
like I'm happy a lot and
He's super positive.
had
He
a
compliments
very
so much.
very small minuscule athletic career at the pro level, but I have a
You were there.
little bit.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
there. I
you
have that
understand it.
perspective, right?
Yeah.
A little
Yep.
bit. And so there's a lot of parallels of like energy I can give to them and be very authentic. And then I pass it off to Jake, who then does his thing.
Yeah, I'm like
and,
the
you
I
know,
guess
hammer.
Along with your analogy, I guess I'm the producer in the back end. I don't go in front of the screen, right?
Yeah.
I can kind of
Yeah.
coordinate on
Yeah.
the back end. So I
So
leave
what
the
was your
screen time to
background
these
before
guys.
this then?
So I was in corporate finance consulting with Deloitte.
Okay.
So I spent, I guess, 4 or 5 years there doing strategy consulting with them. So super buttoned up, super boring, but the most exciting boring in business, right?
Okay.
So if there's something
Yeah.
like that. So 10 years total in finance experience. So I've been around different businesses, seeing how they operate, seeing where the hiccups can come up, and we go in and basically what we do at Deloitte is we go in and we solve those issues. Across the gamut, not only in finance but commercial side of things, we're like doctors for business basically. So I think Ted, with Ted's background in M&A and HP, he kind of saw that I had the business acumen to come in and run a business, and that's where we got linked up. And we've known each other for a few years now, and it's just been up until, I guess, when did we have the conversation? It happened like really quickly. When
Yeah,
like, hey.
I move really fast, which
Yeah.
is like my wife's biggest fear with me. But
He was like, I want to.
Yeah.
He was like, I want to start this athlete division. I was like, man, I want to start something.
And it
too.
started.
Yeah.
So I've-
and it's like,
I've-
okay, let's go. Let's do it.
And it
Already
started.
got the handle.
I think you're supposed to hire slow, fire fast. I don't think it's the other
well,
way around.
I will say that I've started Trend Social, I've started the Trend Management, I've started whatever. The one thing that I knew that I needed that I think I've been looking for a long time. I've wanted to start Trend Athletes for a couple of years now. And what I was looking for was somebody who I felt could actually understand what it took to scale and operate a business. And so with his experience at Deloitte, that's all he helped people with the whole time.
Yeah.
So like he played some college baseball. I mean, so like he understands sports. He's into sports. He knows the whole game from A to Z. But I could hire somebody that was in sports the whole life, or I wanted to go with somebody who I understood could create the structure of the business. Somebody like Clayton comes in, who is basically your personal. I know how to I understand what these players are going through, what they need, what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I think that match works really well when it comes together. So that's kind of what I was looking for. And Clayton saying like, "Hey man, I want to help out," was like a blessing for me, right? Because we're starting out something from the ground, and I know that it takes a lot of work. Like, it's your hands dirty. No one's above doing anything. You've got to figure out what that looks like. And they've both done a really good job on getting their hands dirty and getting people on board. And the biggest thing for me, that my biggest fear was starting a company, is you don't want to start a company and the service sucks.
Yeah.
You want it to be awesome.
Yeah, it's got to be, looks like
I
concierge.
don't even want it to be good,
service.
right?
Yeah.
I want it to be like, what do they do and how can we do it 10 times better? Because that's going to be the biggest difference from anyone's experience.
Well, if
right?
they see your people thriving under you, they're going to want to
Yep.
come to be a part of that.
100%. And you can just
working
tell.
or working with. I mean, both.
Yeah, that's one of the things about business. I say this all the time is, the ideas are easy. The implementation is a little harder.
execution
The
is-
consistency is almost impossible. I mean, it's
Yep.
literally, you have to do it consistently in order to be a good company.
Yep.
So
100%.
Well, and on that tangent, like I knew one of the reasons I was so optimistic and approached it so easily is because, like Ted was saying, Trend has represented my wife for about 1.5 years, 2 years now.
Mhm.
And to see her business scale and just the day in, day out, knowing like what really goes into it. And yeah, the consistency has been there day in, day out. And my wife's happier. Her business is doing better. It's, positively affected our life and our children. So it was authentic. It wasn't something there was any wonder or doubt. It was like, I know what this product looks like and I'm excited to get it in front of athletes. So
What is your wife an influencer?
She's not. No.
These are two
She's not.
trophy husbands right here.
Oh, yeah.
Trophy
Oh, man. Instagram husbands. Yeah.
That's a
Dude,
real thing.
Edie's got like 1.8 million or something like that. Like,
Yeah. She's got,
million,
I don't know, 1,300,000, 1,400,000.
Yeah, million,
Yeah, yeah.
I looked last night. Yeah, 1.3 million.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, because when we left the thing, we met everybody. Everybody was cool.
Yeah.
And then like Danielle, who's my sister-in-law got the kids, the show. She's like, I didn't know that was Dress Me Up Buttercup. What is
Dress Up Buttercup.
Dress Up Buttercup. I didn't know it was her. I've been following her for years. So
Yeah.
they know, and they knew your wife. I mean, it's crazy.
It's kind of crazy how it all happened, right? I think that she was in oil and gas before she did, and she hated oil and gas. And so this was like a creative outlet for her. I thought we would like literally make no money, but happy wife, happy life, right? And so this kind of just took off for her and ended up being a great opportunity. So, kudos to her. She's a hard worker and she can get she can get things done, but she loves to do it.
She's
which is
killing
part
it,
of
man.
Yeah.
Thoughts on stay-at-home dads?
Love it. I mean, like, here's the thing.
I would be.
Is like,
That's
I have, I feel like in this industry, I have a lot of friends that are stay-at-home dads, and I don't think it's made for me. Like the amount of work it takes with small kids and putting them together.
I don't want to watch kids. I just want to stay at home.
Oh, okay. Then 100%.
No.
Let's do that.
There's a nanny for that.
You send the kids with your wife. God, dude. Come on. Don't think outside the box here.
That's content for her.
That is a businessman, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, love it.
And so what's your wife's background?
So she was a event planner before for a technology company, which arguably it was a really cool job. She got to travel the world. She was in Barcelona, Paris, London almost every month. But to the same degree, right? It was the work-life balance. And so I supported her to quit that job and pursue blogging full time. Strangely enough, Dee Dee at that time was kind of like an inspiration to Jessica to get into it. And she had seen Dee Dee's profile grow. At that time, they weren't friends. But seeing, we call it the Instagram OGs, and Dee Dee's one of the Instagram OGs. There's another girl named Emily Heron. They're best friends. But they kind of like set the foundation of how you do this authentically, be yourself, do your real fashion, your real choices, and just display it for the world. And if it's good, people will follow. So she went into it. Followers. Yeah, she went into it full time too. But yeah, man.
Clayton DM'd her, say, "Hey, we be friends with my wife."
Like, probably. I was probably doing that to everyone at the time.
It's
follow my wife.
Oh, good times.
Yeah,
Good times.
100%.
Awesome.
Well, the funny thing about Clayton too is that all my friends that meet Clayton, they're like, "Is he really that nice? Because he's got to be a douchebag if he's that nice."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, he's
nice.
that nice."
Yes,
I get awkward sometimes, and I'm like, "Dude, can you stop complimenting me? Like, I don't know." Like, Jake's like, "Is he that nice?"
Great shirt, Ted.
Yeah. Well, but like, what's crazy is some people hate me for it. Like I do get some mean messages on Instagram. Just because they're like, dude, life's not that good. Like, come on, man. And
I'm always positive though. Like, dude, I'm never negative.
I love it.
Yeah, why?
No, there's no reason for it.
Like trolls on Instagram, I always wonder myself.
I love my trolls.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
One of our biggest trolls is he's a fan of the show now. We always talk to him.
Dude,
actually, the video
he said something the other day.
Dude, he hates Vaughn. He said he wished Vaughn was on the submarine.
He did.
Oh, a great comment.
That's a good relationship right there.
The funny thing is, most people might take that to heart, and I'm like, that's love, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
This dude didn't want me to suffer.
Instantaneous.
Oh, dude,
that's terrible.
I've always had, like, I don't have many haters, but every once in a while they would on Twitter. I'd always retweet their stuff. Dude, it's
That's
funny.
so
It's
funny.
funny, bro. Like, I love it. Like,
That's the way to do it. You gotta embrace
we get
it.
too much love. I want some hate sometimes.
Yeah.
I need to balance it out.
Yeah. I think it's not really a big
fun.
deal, right? It happens. You
Nah,
see it.
dude,
It's
you
stuff.
can't-
And moms are some of the cruelest people out there, honestly. But
Dude, they'll say whatever they want.
yeah. And they mean
I
it.
can imagine what y'all's wives get sometimes because people
Oh,
are just
man.
they just have haters. Women are the biggest haters. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Jeez, they don't want to see another woman doing well. A lot of them, they can't stand it.
There's a stand-up skit on like if women don't actually want women to succeed because whenever they do, they always try to bring them down.
Yeah,
So it's like this
for
whole
sure.
thing on it.
For
But
sure.
That's very true. I mean, that's spot on. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I love to see people succeed. I mean, I really do. Even if I like them or I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I want them to succeed because that's just another person you can be happy for. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy. A lot of women aren't like that.
And it just takes up too much time to
Be negative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like, well, why am I
Energy-wise.
mad at
Think of
somebody
energy,
for being
man.
successful?
And you got to
Yes.
reach down in that part of your body to find it, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, golly, that's a lot of mind work. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not it's not easy to do.
Yeah.
So who's your biggest influencer on your platform?
Jacqueline Hill would probably be our biggest. I'd have to look up her socials, but she's got like 8 million on Instagram, probably the same on YouTube, and
The same kind of thing.
yeah,
Okay.
she does. Yeah, she's mostly makeup.
So the bad thing for mine, like, so my following, I got 300 something thousand, but like
That's great.
It's 96% female.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's all-
So it's
all
like,
of ours
dude,
is.
it's tough. Like, I don't do I do a lot of stuff for like clothing companies and stuff that I'm friends with, or do stuff like Municipal was one of them. I've been getting stuff from them since 2020.
Yeah, it's great.
So we do stuff for them, Roback, bunch
Yep.
of these guys I became friends with. I'm like, dude, I don't need money off of it. Just like send me some stuff.
Yeah.
I'm good. I like it. I'll just share it organically, which I do.
Yeah.
But like I said, I wouldn't. It'd be tough getting into that market because I'd be having to do like women's shaving cream. And
Well,
stuff like
that's
that,
the
you know?
that's the best market actually.
Dude,
Oh, man.
Men don't buy
Because
stuff.
They'll buy, yeah.
Yeah, they're buying for their
True.
husbands.
do one little makeup tutorial
Oh, yeah.
and see how it hits.
Honestly,
I can
try women's
contour.
shaving cream. See what the difference is.
Yeah.
Contour, I love that.
Just go for it.
No, dude, that's what. But like I said, that's the big deal.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
a big woman's following. But they do. I mean, like I said, they're loyal, which is,
Yeah, they
which
are.
is good, man.
And they're the ones that are actually gonna if they're actually gonna shop the brands. It's
Yes.
the big difference.
They're the ones buying for their husband anyway.
Yeah,
Most-
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always tell people like my audience is also like 96% female. You think I'm jacked with a six pack?
Yeah.
It's like, but it's like nope. It's just all my wife's. It's my wife's second account essentially.
Yeah. No
That's all it
kidding.
is. But
So is your wife involved with the business as well? I mean, no, she's
she is not.
okay. Well,
No.
I figured with her background and her knowing it, I guess she has
So
insight
yes,
for you.
she's
but-
like exactly. So like when I go home, she will let
She's
me
like a
know
consultant.
exactly.
Okay.
Oh, she's like one of our biggest consultants. Like because she's actually managed by us, right?
Yeah.
So it's like her manager will go through like the things that we do consistently, and then sometimes I'll come home and she's like, "Hey, this is not working. You might want to check it out." Which I appreciate because a lot of our creators aren't always going to speak up when there's an issue, right?
Yeah.
They're probably just either going to hold it inside or
Oh,
like,
Didi-
I'll work
Didi will
around
tell
it.
you.
Oh yeah, no, she is not shy. You should meet her family.
She helps out too. She helps out. If I have someone, I'm like, hey, we need to reach out to this
Dude.
person.
Oh
You got-
yeah, she'll
And
help
it's
out
like
on
a
that end.
female. I'm like, hey, Didi, or I'll send a set. Say, hey, can you have Didi reach out to this
Yeah.
person?
Yeah, they're not going to look at our messages.
Great
so,
resource.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, she does help with giving feedback on like from her perspective, the creator. So if we have a project management tool and if it's like not working correctly or if some stuff is missing, she's like, hey, you guys should look into where you're going to put that or how that works. So she does give me like instantaneous feedback, which why we can make so many adjustments so quickly. I mean, I worked at HP forever. You want to make an adjustment, you got to file in some paperwork and wait 3 years and maybe you get something done. So I think that's one big thing that we like to do.
You can pivot quick, which makes it nice.
Yeah, so it's a big
What-
deal for us.
What are your thoughts on the blue check now easy to get on Instagram?
Yeah.
How does that affect your business?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
No, I mean, I think people are like, you pay for the blue check. Like, who cares?
There's not a lot of people that do it though. It's not as widespread as you would think it'd be.
It's not a big deal. I will say that it was very hard for a lot of creators before they did that to actually get a blue check because there's a lot of benefits that come with it. So like if your account gets hacked or whatever it is, if you don't have a blue check, they're like, well, you got to wait in line.
Yeah.
But if you had a blue check, they get it up like that. So I mean,
Blue check on Instagram.
yeah,
You can pay for those now.
No, you
Yeah.
can't. Dude,
Oh.
it took TLC like 2 years to get mine done, and I got it done
I
like
know.
in 2020. But
Yeah.
dude, it was like
it's hard. It was
It's
so hard.
strange.
And we've
It was like-
we've got friends on Instagram and they're literally like, oh, blue check. I'm so like, that's too far. Like we can't get
yeah,
you that.
Yeah, like we're on like a big. I mean, the show's showing
I
worldwide.
would think it'd be
as a-
immediate for you
that's
guys.
what-
No,
It was no.
see,
See,
That gets
but
back
But
to
that's
it.
what's weird with sports is like,
It was tough, but there's some sports guy have 500 followers and they're blue check. It's
I'm
like,
that guy. I'm that guy.
like, what the hell?
Yeah, I got it at like 6,000 followers, and
This
just
dude had a terrible whip.
yeah. You're probably reading my ERA.
That's so funny.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but it hasn't hurt the business. If anything, it's kind of helped us. The creators can get it and get the support
Well,
they need
yeah,
necessary.
I
you
get
know.
it for creators or people in that business, but just like
Yeah.
everyday Joe wants to buy it, like, okay, what for? It
Yeah.
doesn't give them any
There's-
gain.
It doesn't really do anything.
But for like podcasts, like, dude, for mine, with my following the blue check, dude, I message people. I mean, hell, we had Rampage on just recently.
yeah, I
Send a
listened to that
message,
one.
He
Yeah.
responds right away. We start talking, and then
There you go.
But so the power of the blue check is a real deal. I mean, there's no doubt.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it goes along, and they know that, which is why people are paying. That's
Yeah.
why they put it out for sale.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a big part of it. But no, it hasn't affected our business. I think it's helped more than anything.
Okay.
So yeah, we're okay with it.
Yeah, I was curious to see what that would look like, and it's not as many as you would think. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a blue check mark.
You should, man.
we can do it for the podcast, I guess.
Yeah.
No,
What is it like?
Can we
$5
start a
month?
GoFundMe and get you
$15
something?
a
I
month?
don't know.
What is
I
it?
don't know what it is.
I have no clue.
I think it's a monthly fee.
It's like a $10 or
subscription.
$12.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Have y'all jumped on the threads yet?
Yeah, I did yesterday.
I started following this morning. But, yeah, last night, dude, I was up to like 2 in the morning jacking with that.
Yeah.
Like, I just woke up and I couldn't sleep, and I got on it. And I looked this morning, I had like 4,000 followers already.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but it's crazy because it transfers everything from Instagram,
Which is so easy.
which makes it nice. So
What is
Oh,
this?
really?
It's Threads.
Threads.
It's like Instagram's new Twitter.
yeah, it's
Tied
his-
directly to
oh,
Instagram.
okay.
You have your same
it's his
username.
back end Elon.
Yeah. Yep.
But is Threads more like tweets?
Just like
That's all it is.
it looks just like a Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's
There's-
Twittergram?
It's the same.
yep.
It's the same kind of concept.
Different owner.
It's just but I mean, it looks good. It looks nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's the thing that they're smart about is that the second you join, it's like, do you want to also follow everybody you follow on Instagram?
Yeah.
So you
that's
just push that,
genius.
and you're like, now you've got kind of a feed. You know,
And then-
Twitter, you something
different
new.
app?
You got to find who you want
It's a
to
different
Yeah.
app. But like, you go to like, say, if I go to Ted's his Threads account, boom, on the top right corner has a little Instagram. I push that and it goes straight to his Instagram account.
Yep.
So it's got a.
It's smart. I mean, the one thing that's so interesting now, so many different social media apps coming out. I mean, have you
Dude.
guys heard of Lemonade?
Nope.
Yes, there's another Instagram app that came out, and it's like a blogging mixed with Instagram, mixed with whatever. So it's pretty popular now. But the one thing too is like, as somebody you know, with your followers on Instagram, it's like, what is the next thing? Because if Instagram dies tomorrow, how do
I
you
know.
pivot? I mean, you guys remember Vine when
Yep.
Vine was
Yeah.
around?
Yeah, that's the
the
famous
ones who
one.
made it out of Vine are the ones who pivoted into different. Logan Paul started from Vine. David
Yep.
Dobrik started from Vine. Like those guys pivoted into YouTube or Instagram
Luke
pretty
Combs,
quickly.
when he got signed
Yeah.
from Vine.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and but then it died, and then people that were big on Vine, it's a lot of them never
But
made it.
do you think there's the Apple and the Google of the world where it's like, hey, Instagram's too big to fail now?
Well, Zuckerberg owns it now, so that's what makes it bigger. I
you
mean,
know what I'm
that's-
saying? Like,
that's like the comforting part of Instagram,
Yeah,
right?
right.
It's like it's too big to fail, but also you don't control the algorithm.
that's true.
So what worked for, let's say, Dee Dee and Emily 5-6 years ago when they grew their platform, the algorithm's different. It's
It's
all based on video. And if you're good at taking photos on a mountainside with fashion or whatever it is,
yeah.
they don't care anymore, right? Now they're pushing out
they want videos
content.
and they want live.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
I'm working on a
yeah.
company right now on my I have a blue check Uncle Dale Facebook.
Yep.
And so everything you're seeing, they want you to have live. They want you to do live. They want you to do a ton of
Reels.
videos and reels. But
Reels, yeah.
the live is what the Facebook loves that, and they pay based more on that.
Yep. They'll push it all the way to the front. You'll see it immediately.
Well, even the quality of like reels, it's shift for a lot of these fashion bloggers because it's you might be great in front of a mirror doing a selfie, but then when you have to present it, you almost become like your own runway, star. And so it's a shift and a pivot of how you're used to your day-to-day life. Because I've seen it with Jessica, with the videographer in our house.
Yep.
All the time.
Really?
All the time, man. Like just brainstorming, figuring out what works.
I was doing pretty well on Backpage, and they took that away from me.
Yeah, dude. I was gonna say I thought I remembered you.
So,
Nice little business going
now
there.
I'm on OnlyFans.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how's that
Freaking
working
back
for you?
page,
selling beat
man.
pics too.
Oh, dude, yeah, they love
He
it.
dropped his grinder account with
Dude,
the. Oh,
yeah. And I made $7 last month,
Killing it.
Call me Mike Honcho.
crushing it.
Do you cameo a lot? Is that a
Man,
thing for you?
dude, during 2020 is whenever I jumped on there. They hit me up. Man, I did a ton of them. Like over the
Really?
last for like about a year and a half. Man, it's died off a lot. It's not as cool anymore. So I just joined that Austin Eckler one called Experiences.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So that's how I had him on. But I'm on his thing.
Yeah, we talked to him too.
We
You
did
can
talk
do
to
all
him,
kind of
yeah.
stuff on his. But Cameo's kind of I really haven't had a lot. I'll get DMs from fans like, "Hey, I'm 13 running this." I had this one girl. I'm running for student class president, whatever. So I made a video for her, and she sent it. She texted me back, "Hey, I
That's cool.
won the deal."
Oh, cool.
So I'll do a lot of them for free. People just message me. I answer them just to, it just helps your brand. I mean, just
Yeah.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
just something so quick you can do for somebody. It makes it nice. But dude, the Cameo, man, I made a killing for a while, dude. I'm telling
Good for you. I love it.
Good old 2020.
dude.
Yeah.
I made like $6,000 in 2020 just on doing like freaking $50 cameos.
Wow.
Saying happy birthday, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd have some crazy requests. Like one, he's like, "Hey, my sister is 30, she's single. Can you bash her?" So I'm just like talking shit to his sister.
I've never thought about using Cameo that way, but I might have to.
Dude, it
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah.
And then we had an episode early on. we did DNA test, and we paid Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer read our results. It's on the podcast. Like, it's us, and it cuts to Jerry Springer reading the results, and dude, like, it was the best money we ever spent. And like, he put so much extra into it than we even asked
Oh, it
for.
was awesome.
And
How
then,
much was Jerry Springer's cameo?
it was like 140.
Okay.
Oh, he's
That's
falling
so
off a
accessible.
little bit now. You know,
No, it was cool,
Is
man.
he still going? Is he still going?
I don't know.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he's dead.
You're gonna make Jake cry.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
no, he definitely died.
Oh wow! When
Yeah.
did this happen? I missed the.
It was
months
right
ago.
after. It was
News
right
on
after
that.
he sent us the cameo.
That's what did it.
He was
Yeah.
like icing on the cake.
You
Boom.
still have the you still have the
No, dude,
cameo?
it was like
Yeah.
probably worth a
month
lot
or two
more
ago. Yeah, yeah. Because I reposted it that day. I was like, oh man, RP.
Man,
Yeah, crazy.
Oh, man, just got sad.
yeah.
Dude,
Jake always
Buzzkill
brings
for
the
Jake,
sadness.
man. Hey, you know Tupac's dead, right?
Is he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it- yeah.
Come on, give him a break.
That's the theory, at least. You know,
Michael Jackson.
He's like,
Oh,
allegedly.
I don't know. I've seen some holograms. And
Don't believe it.
That's true. Those holograms are weird.
Yeah, they are weird.
So what's next for y'all's company, man? What's the next thing for?
Honestly,
so what's the venture side? I guess that y'all are invested.
yes. So venture is a combination of two things. One, we're invested into a lot of brands that I think, well, two things. One, that either creators have started, so we do help them along the process if they do want to create their own brand. So we have connections with manufacturers, distributors, etc. So we can really streamline their products to get off the ground quickly. And we also have investments into venture capital funds, etc. that we do bring our creators on to and kind of help them navigate with the, with, again, we talked about what's the lifespan of a social media creator. For a lot of them, it's, they don't know, and it's kind of up in the air. So whatever investments they can make, they're trying to capitalize on that as well. So we help them with that.
We've been talking. We had a conversation. We got a guy in Canada that's our art director who does our website.
Yeah.
And he used to, you ever heard of the Positive Vibe movement? The Positive Vibe.
No,
clothing? They're out of
I've seen those
Baton
before.
Rouge.
Yeah.
But dude, Mookie Betts wears them. Like, so I got hooked up with those guys in 2020. Wear a ton of their stuff. Well, the guy that designed all that, they all split up. One of them was Anthony Renato. He pitched for LSU.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Pros. But the guy that Vito, he's in Canada. He's the designer. So me and him became buddies since then. He designed this for us, like our logo.
Cool.
He does all our merch stuff, does our website. But we've talking with him about, we want to start a clothing brand or something. So we had a conversation the other day about that. So maybe we'll talk to you guys about that.
Yeah, let us know.
that'd be something
We have
we could-
all the connections when it comes to that. So.
Yeah, we have an LLC which is here. We want to try to do some other stuff underneath it. And
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I've got ideas for like I've got a million directions I want to go. Like podcasting is a huge network for us that we can tap into tomorrow if we wanted to. The music industry is another one. We're moving our offices to Nashville. I should say we're starting another office in Nashville.
okay.
So that's where I'm moving to actually on Saturday.
Oh shit.
So me and my family moving to Nashville. This is why I'm wearing this shirt, because all my other shirts are in a bus somewhere. So if it
great
looks like I'm on the
shirt.
beach, I
It's a
feel like I'm on
great
the
shirt.
beach. It's great.
Dude, I love that
You're
shirt.
close, we're right by the
Thanks,
coast.
Right?
Yeah, I know. That's why
It's hard to pull off Marigold.
Well,
And
let
he
me
does
tell
it
you,
well.
I love Marigold. I appreciate that.
You should do a blog about it.
Yeah. I don't think you want to see my blog about it. But yeah, so we're starting an office over in Nashville, and so the music industry is a huge industry that we may tap into eventually. Podcast is another one. We're creating a podcast studio inside of our offices there for a lot of our creators that want to do podcasting and such. So
That's a good idea.
there's just so much stuff that you can do in this space.
There's a lot of those podcast networks that do that.
Yep, there are a lot of big ones.
Like they have Kristen Cavallari and that dude Steven. They started one, but they're on like this. I can't remember the name of it. They're on a podcast network. There's a ton of other ones on there, and they're on that. So they talk about that at one of their studios.
Yep.
That'd be something for you guys to look at. That makes a lot of sense because
And I think a lot of our creators are doing podcasts already, and we can help them with their deals that they're doing on their podcasts. But creating a network for them, helping them production and distribution and everything else, something that we want to offer to our creators as well. So whatever can help our creators and the avenues that they're going into is kind of what we're going to try to jump into over time.
Yeah, podcast is a big world, man. Jesus.
It is. It's huge.
Everybody's got one. It's funny. The hardest part is to keep them going.
Yep.
Or to keep it fresh. Like I said, we've been doing it almost a year now. Like the thing I sent him one time, Gary Vee said, if you can get past
200.
No, I think it was 20. He said, if you get 20 podcasts on your belt,
Yeah.
you've done better than the 90% more.
Oh.
Well, look at you guys, 51st, right?
That started them and didn't go through with it, or kind of it fell through, or you're like, you got to keep going through. Same way I'm sure your wife's like, man, you got to keep pushing through.
Yep.
It's gonna come.
Gotta be-
So like, we're just keep bringing
it's the
people
cool
on,
thing.
bring a guest on, trying to do stuff, having fun, and then hopefully it'll catch on more and more and get people. I've had some people reach out to me wanting to be on it that they've seen other people on it, which is cool. I mean,
That's a big part of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a couple people on there that's been on Rogan before, so that's cool. So I mean, getting some crumbs from him, so it makes it nice. You can.
Yeah.
The average life of a podcast is 9 episodes.
Oh, really?
Well, I believe that totally.
Yeah, because everybody has this idea that you go in, you sit down, you talk, and then you go submit it to whatever podcast platform you want to put it on.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep.
The sitting down and talking is the easiest part. I mean, everything else, there's a lot to it, and we're just scratching the surface now. There's still a lot to it. I mean, we started out knowing that it was going to be an investment, right? So we didn't scale to that. I mean, we literally just said we're going to start do as much as we can right now, and then in the back end we'll fix it, later on. So it's just it's the game of waiting. I mean, I think Gary Vee did say that you look at the success of your podcast at 200 episodes and then look back to number 1 and see where it's came. I mean, it takes 200 episodes to really make a splash in the podcasting world. So,
well, and also to get like your groove and how you want to run your podcast too. I'm sure the first episode is much different than the 51st episode. And
even our audio quality, like everything's changed. Like I do all the audio mixing now, like the back end editing, and then we have Magnus, that's our producer. He does all the video stuff. So I mean, we've been kind of just trying to make this thing. I guess we kind of made it more professional when we started. We kind of just fake it until we make it, man. We had like a professional guy make our stuff. We started just kind of.
That's a real strategy, by the way. Fake it till you make it.
He definitely did. And then that was just me burning up Instagram, dude. I'm just hitting up people. I have like a queue of probably like 20, 30 people in the queue.
It's awesome.
And then if somebody comes out that's hot, I'll message them. I'm like, I'll get them on because they're a hot thing right now.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch of ton of TikTok and Instagram influencers that I became buddies with, that I messaged with, that are on board to do it.
Yeah.
It's just scheduling gets kind of tough.
Yeah.
But that's what it is, man. Really, it's just a lot of free time. I can do a ton of this.
Yeah. Well, that's the hustle, right? And that's you guys making your own path for you, which is good.
Yeah.
Which is the hardest work. A lot of people don't do that.
And we don't script anything. Like we told y'all, nothing's planned except for like we're gonna come in. We got some ideas, and then let it roll.
Well, I love the unscripted part of it.
Yeah.
When it gets scripted, half the time you're sitting on a podcast, you're thinking about what's coming next rather than just like living in the moment and talking through things.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the same thing. If you hear that if you get somebody big on and you just hear the same exact stuff they just said on 8 other podcasts, what difference does yours make? You know?
Yeah. And I think a lot of times for us, we've tried to have a few scripted questions here and there, but what happens is you have these questions written down. You need to ask them, but they're answered without you asking them. So then you're like fumbling, like, okay, we can't. And then it's like it's not organic. I mean, it's really. So yeah, we shoot from the hip.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
Love that.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead.
Well, the one thing that I think is the coolest part of the times we're living in is that anyone can start their own business at any time, and the barriers to entry to start a podcast, I mean, you get a few microphones and get things going. But even starting your own social media page, starting your own Twitch account, whatever it is, it costs no money. You just go up and do it. When if you wanted to start a business 20 years ago, I mean, good luck. You got to go figure out what product you're selling.
But the perception is it's so easy to do it too. I think that's the
consistent part. Right? Figuring it out, learning to fail.
Y'all talking about like, dude, you're audio engineering. Like that's insanity, right? But like, if you go, so I own a sports performance facility, and there's tons of 14 and 18-year-olds in there. I promise you, if you go up to them today and you ask them what they want to do, it would be start a podcast, be a pro athlete, or be a YouTuber. Yeah. A lot of them, right? But they have no idea what goes into starting a podcast. Yeah. They just hear Joe Rogan. They're like, oh, I got friends. We're pretty funny in the locker room. Like, let's do it. It's like, this is a production y'all have in here, And so,
I mean, it's a lot of moving parts, which is fun. They don't know that. I do have the written down. So FCS, I do have your sports performance page company. What do y'all do exactly? You're training the next athletes or what?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully some of these guys can end up being represented by Trend down the road. But it was an easy transition for me when I got done playing. I opened it with one of my best friends named Eric Fisher, played at Arkansas with the Miami Marlins. That was what he went to school for, is sports science. So he has the background, and again, it's another place I can be positive and network and
Dude's so nice.
lift
He's so
people
nice.
up. But you know, that's initially like what kept me motivated with it. But dude, it's snowballed. Like I was telling them last week, we had an athlete, Peter Quest, who finished 4th at the Rocket Mortgage.
I've seen you share that, yeah.
Right, and so for us, like, that was never planned. This is a young athlete, played at BYU early in his career, and those kinds of guys get to come through our doors. We get to, you know, encourage them and work with them and kind of motivate them a little bit and see where the career goes. But I do think one of the things that's different about us is both Eric and I played. And so a lot of strength and conditioning facilities I went to growing up, that was the lacking component, was the guy talking to me sometimes wasn't even in good shape, didn't live the lifestyle, but two, and I think we've all experienced that in some degree in high school sports or something, but two, the mental and psychological component of being in a locker room, throwing a ball for a living, or throwing a ball at every outing you have as a chance to get seen by a college. There is a psychological component to that we can be authentic with. And so it's in particular in baseball, but there's a lot of parallels with baseball and golf. So we've gotten a lot of golfers lately. But yeah, man.
Most baseball players are golfers too. So.
Yeah. It's in the Woodlands market too. So it's a hotbed for, talent. It's wild, the amount of D1 guys who come out of this area. So
yeah, no kidding. Done of them.
I want to be a golfer.
Me too.
You can start it whenever. That's the great part of it. Ted, this dude over here, I'm going to talk about a degenerate golfer. This guy's playing.
Number one
I
degenerate.
was talking about that. So you guys just had a trip to, y'all were at Pinehurst, right?
Yeah.
So how was that? I think
Awesome.
Were you one of the losers?
Yes, I was one of the losers.
You're in the romper. I saw the
I wore the eggplant romper. Yep.
It's good
I
stuff.
still have it. So
Almost
we'll see
didn't
if
wear
it
it.
resurfaces.
There's some rule changes about day 2 that were mingling in there. That was
So was
like,
that
I was a good
just-
sport. I
just
feel
a-
like I was a good sport.
Just a bro trip?
Yeah, it was actually for my birthday. Just a lot of my buddies I grew up with, and we all went out to Pinehurst, and nobody was good, which is the best part about it.
Yeah.
So I think like the best golfer probably shoots like a 92 or something, right?
Yeah, what do you shoot?
Oh,
Clayton?
and then go to Pinehurst.
Y'all tore that
And then
course
went to
up.
Yeah. So we did a scramble for everyone. We did had teams and stuff. That's why he ended up wearing the eggplant, because his team did the worst by far.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By far. We did do some pass set drills.
Yeah.
Mike Matthews and I got down in a
I think there was a lot of
for the
drinking
first time.
involved. So the
Yeah.
18th green became kind of a wrestling ground. But
There you go.
What was the winning score?
Oh geez, it was like a 4-day trip. So we played 5 rounds of golf.
one day there was I'm not going to lie, we played pretty lights out one day. Actually,
Your
the
team.
day
Clayton's
we
team's
played course number 2, where the U.S. Open will be.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of hype on this course and narrow fairways. And I'm being dead serious. It was the best round of golf I've ever played in my entire life. So I don't know if I'm going on the senior tour
Clayton
one day
before
or
we went
what.
was like, oh, I can barely break 100, and he's like probably shooting 85 by himself out there.
Well, no, that day. But my
fluke.
Yeah, my parents just got a golf simulator, and I was like, I won't really use this that much. But they live down the street, and dude, I'll be there. Like, put the kids down at 8. Baby's got a 2-hour window. I'm at the golf simulator. Like,
He was throwing
yeah,
darts
man.
out there.
Those things are
But I think the best score
irresponsible.
was like plus 28 or something.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like on the combination of all 4 days.
Oh,
like-
I was about to say on the one round.
no.
But-
But the one round was like maybe like plus 6 or plus 5, something like that.
You're
But
most improved though, Ted. I played golf with Ted.
that's because I was the worst player.
3 years ago. 3 years
Only way
ago.
to go up. So,
Dude, this guy, I mean, he could shoot in the high 80s, low 90s. And the first time we played at Carlton Woods, he might have shot
which course?
178.
Nicholas or Fazio?
Fazio.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah,
That's
man,
my
gorgeous course. We'll have to go out and play
Wherever his
sometime.
dad will take me, I'll go.
Yeah,
I'm
but
down.
you've gotten it's
man.
night and
I'll
day.
Venmo you later. I appreciate
No,
it.
I tip my cap to you.
I always say rock bottom's a great foundation to
It
build
is.
upon.
Exactly. I was terrible.
We play a lot of golf. I grew up playing golf since I was like 10. So I played all through school, and I love it, man.
Let's play.
Yeah, let's
both
get
my
out
kids-
moving. But
I got my kids playing. My daughter made the middle school team this year.
Oh, that's
awesome.
Oh,
Cool.
And my little boy,
Dude.
he's 10. He plays, dude. He can hit the ball. I wish he would quit playing baseball just so he could play golf all the time.
Yeah,
so.
you should encourage that. Baseball.
Yeah.
I know, my dude. Golf's the way to go.
Yeah, we need to play. I love Carlton.
Yeah.
Carlton Woods, yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Let's do it.
It's almost too gorgeous for like our level of play. Like we're out there and we're looking at
Well,
the
so is
fairways. We're
Pinehurst.
like,
So
yeah,
All you,
I'm
gotta,
like,
all you gotta do is just dress
You,
nice.
put,
yeah,
you play
that's
with
the
That's
thing.
all it
Yeah,
matters.
Just
yeah.
tuck in a shirt, put a belt on, you're good.
Yeah,
you play with Eric Ebron out there.
I haven't.
We start following back and forth on Instagram. I talked to him. I see he plays at Carlton Wood. So
Yeah, I mean, there's a few
I
guys
can
out
see
there
that big old
who.
dude on the putting green. He's a monster.
Chris Paul used to be out there all the time.
Really?
He
Yeah.
lived out there, and now it's funny. Patrick Reed is a member
Yep.
at Carlton Woods, and
Oh, okay.
there's mixed emotions with the whole live thing and maybe some off the field decisions he's made. But he's been nice to
Have
me.
you played Blue Jack yet?
I haven't. I've
Unreal.
heard a lot of
Dude.
hype. Is the hype real?
That's the coolest golf experience I've ever had. Like
Yeah.
I played Whispering Pines like a month before. It's a little more snooty.
yeah.
It's fucking hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I have heard that.
Whispering Pines is tough, dude. Like I can't hit driver hardly anywhere the way it sets up. Now, Blue Jack is like wide open member course. You just rip it. There's only 2 pieces of water on the whole course.
Oh, that's my kind of.
They announce you on the first hole.
They
really
Playing out
really?
of League City, Texas. They,
Yeah.
the guy,
awesome.
That's
It's a lot,
microphone.
it's a lot of pressure on
This
them
is
to fall
Tiger.
apart.
Yeah,
Is this
dude.
Tiger's course?
Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude,
Yeah.
I shot an 80 first time there.
Oh God,
I was
dude,
like,
good.
But it, dude,
I don't wanna play
but
with
it's
you
a,
anymore.
it's a score. It's it is an easier course because there's really not much. Dude, the greens are big fairways.
I'm
be
sure
the
they
judge of that
roll
one.
And
though.
it's super fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
they do
Yeah,
roll.
it's gorgeous. I do know that. Like I've seen a lot of pictures, and during the process of them building it,
Oh, it's amazing. But
yeah.
you can wear a t-shirt and jean shorts out there.
Oh, it's
You can wear
awesome.
whatever you want. Like we get done, and then right outside the clubhouse, they have like a lit up 10-hole par 3 little course.
cool.
Oh,
So
that's
you-
awesome.
So we got done, grabbed a whiskey, take your shoes off, grab 2 clubs, and we just walked it. You walk it the whole
That's
little
cool.
thing, and you just
Sweet.
go.
It's like the
and it's
cradle.
lit up.
Cradle,
It's
yeah.
lit up till midnight, so you can play it all night.
Oh, it's
I love
awesome.
that.
That's smart. They do that.
Dude, it's
I mean, that's
it's a fun spot. Like it's like that's a good bro time to have.
Yeah.
A bunch of dudes like just go hang out because you can do all kind of stuff there.
First
Yeah.
time I met Clayton here, we were golfing with Ted, and this is just when we were getting started with Trend Athletes, and this is where Andrew came from, actually.
I called him Andrew for a whole day.
Andrew.
An entire day. But that's not the story I'm going to tell. So we're like maybe 10, 11 holes in, and we're just chopping it up, hanging out, talking business, talking sports, and we're playing terrible golf, by the way. It's like sporadic, good shot here, good shot there. But we get on the green, and Clayton's about, 60 feet away.
It was far.
He was far. And he goes, watch this. Drains the putt. Now I have to ask, what would your celebration be if you drained like a 60-foot putt?
Mine would be really mellow.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like I'd be like,
Because you do it a lot.
I'd be like,
Been there, done
that
that.
was good.
What about you? What would you do when you traded
A 60
Yours
foot
would be
putt.
mellow
What
too.
would you do?
birdie putt, 60-footer?
60-footer, dude, I'll be
And you
pumped.
called it.
You would say something like, "Hell yeah, baby!"
That's what I would do.
You know what
super
Clayton
easy.
did? He did the worm. He did the worm. That was his go-to celebration.
Dude.
We were shocked that he hit the putt, and then we were shocked he was on the worm. We're like, what are we
I don't
doing?
know.
and that's warranted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I think
no
it was.
hate
I
on
think you were
that.
injured after that, though. You were
Yeah,
like done
I
for
did
like
tweak my
2
back.
weeks.
That's I realized I can't.
Hey.
Not
Yeah.
18 anymore.
How old are you
but
guys?
I'm 31.
Okay.
I'm 33.
35.
Okay. We just celebrated my 40th birthday this
Let's
past weekend.
go.
Wow.
Dude,
You're
You
looking way older
look,
than
you look
30.
great.
we got rowdy.
I love it.
He looks 68.
Shit, dude,
I didn't want to say it.
I'm in my prime at 40, dude.
Yeah,
I believe it.
But we had like 7 couples went, and we got kicked out of Joe Rogan's comedy club and everything.
Oh, really?
Well, me and my wife did. My
yeah?
wife got me kicked out.
Wait, but good time though? I've heard the place is awesome. The
Dude,
Joe
they're
Rogan's
like
Comedy Club?
freaking Nazis there, dude.
Are they?
Yeah,
Like early, like
it's different.
Is
so
it?
the bad thing is we went to the 10:30 show, so we had drinks, ate dinner, went to like 3 bars before we got there.
Mm.
And once we get in there, like I grabbed my cousin from behind, he does something, I fell on the ground. The security was already pissed off at me, and so we get in there and like it's the small room.
Yeah.
We have 4 like VIP tables in the back, but literally from me to the hot water heater. It's like where the stage is at.
Oh, so it is really small.
But they're like, no heckling or whatever. And then at one point, we're just laughing at the comedian. They come over and they said, hey, y'all need to keep it down. Y'all laughing too loud.
Yeah.
I'm like, then at one point,
That's
my
a
wife,
bummer.
drunk, she says something to one of our friends at another table, like, I love you, saying something. And then the comedian's like, what'd you say? And he told her, like, he's like, okay, I love you too, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, the person comes over, like, hey, get y'all's phones and come meet me out in the lobby. And then we got there, like, yeah, you got to get out of here. And so it was like, that was the third act, dude. Like, we were going, like, so they were all in there for another hour. We were at another bar.
That's so interesting.
They lock your phones up. Like
I
in
heard
this-
that.
You
I
turn it
heard
off,
that.
put it in this little bag, and it, like, locks. I guess it's
and
like
on the way they
they have
unlock
a
is
little
when you
magnet.
go out.
Yeah.
And I'm a rebel, so I didn't turn my phone off.
Yeah, good for you, man. Good for you.
And then the good thing was Tony Hinchcliffe showed up, and he did
Yeah.
a 10-minute set.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
the second one, so it's cool. I got to see him, but then after
Yeah.
that, we were kicked out.
Yeah,
No.
Where is
Well,
it? Where is this in Austin?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
and
on Sixth Street.
it's on 6th Street.
It's the old Ritz on the 6th Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think that's where just the star power that's coming through that room on any given night? Do you think that is where that comes from?
I could see,
You know,
I
like,
could see if we were heckling but dude, we were just laughing at one,
Yeah,
at
that
one
part's
point. She
strange.
said, "Y'all got to keep it down. You're laughing too loud." I'm like, tell the guy, don't tell the comedians I'm being funny. Like,
Yeah, they wanted
what do you
wanted you to have no interaction with the comics. But the funny thing is the comics would want the interaction, so they
Yeah.
would say like, ask a question and they would answer. But if somebody spoke out of turn, then they were like, oh. No. I mean,
Yeah.
it was very Nazi Germany.
That's sad.
unfortunate.
That's sad with
I
Joe
know,
Rogan.
man, because that was the reason why we're like, man, I just been on a week-long trip for my sons for World Series for baseball in Florida. I was like, okay, I can't take another long trip. Let's do a quick Austin trip.
Yeah.
I want to go to the mothership, blah, blah, blah. So literally, that's the one reason why I went to Austin. And dude, literally, I was in there for maybe 25 minutes, get booted out.
Oh.
For laughing.
I could see if
Well,
it was,
hold on. How often do you get kicked out of stuff? Because I'm
Yeah,
No,
this is-
dude, I really don't get kicked out of my
I
place.
just want to double check before. I
I mean, I like to get rowdy, but
Yeah.
I'm usually pretty respectful,
Yeah.
of where we're at.
respectfully rowdy. I like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me and Vaughn.
Dude, he wrestled me the whole weekend. The whole weekend.
I like how guys just like that's their go-to.
I got
It's like
it.
primitive. It's in our blood.
I-
You just got to
I-
wrestle.
I absolutely hate to be touched. Like I can't.
That's why I do it.
Like shaking someone's hand, giving him a hug. That's one thing. But this guy wants to like jump on me, and he's got he's 225 pounds, 225 pounds of PEDs. Like it's not. It's not fun for the guy who's sober and 185 pounds soaking wet. It's just not a good time.
I had a good time.
I was gonna say.
He's been to 3 Brazilian jiu-jitsu classes and thinks he's some sort of
I saw that on y'all's
Well,
Instagram.
He's
I'm
got
a
to
Gracie
practice
now.
somewhere.
I told him about that. My first time I had to practice this
the whole
weekend.
time. The whole time he said, "Let me get my hooks in."
You did.
Tyler's like, "Let me
Get in my
hooks in."
guard.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I had
Dale,
him-
I'm not giving you any hooks. We're not hooking.
I had him wherever I wanted him.
No. I was like a dead dog the whole time. I didn't even move.
No fight back at
I
all.
was like, there was no need to fight this back because then it's just going to egg him on even more. And I don't want to whoop his ass on his birthday.
Are y'all UFC fans then?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's an emerging sport over the last few
Oh,
years.
dude.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, it's a
I love
takeover.
the big cards are so fun to watch.
Oh,
dude.
man.
I used to be so into it. I think for me, I mean, I'm still a fan of it, but it's gotten diluted. There's so many weight classes. Back in
Yeah,
the day,
I
you think
agree.
of like the big time people.
Yeah.
There's still that dynamic, but then you have some people who aren't big time names, but are phenomenal fighters.
Yeah.
And it's hard to it's just hard to see all these weight classes and who's coming on and how much of that is just marketing of a person's brand and not their
100%.
fighting. Like
And the scoring. Some of the scoring, you're like, did that
Yeah.
line up at all, or was that a brand move for the UFC? I do think, though, did y'all watch the Volk Islam fight
No.
nope.
in Australia? So that was they went outside the weight class just to go pound for pound, and seeing that 2 of the best pound for pound fighters who were, within a 15-20 minute wait of each other,
Yeah.
best fight I've ever seen in my life. And it needs to happen so much
Yeah.
more. So it's funny you say that.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, just take the best scrappers and throw them out there, and
Like the old
they're
days.
competitors. Yeah, they're
Same.
competitors, man. They'll find a way. And
The same with like a Mayweather and a Mike Tyson fight. Like that would be cool as hell.
yeah, I mean,
No rules.
With gloves or without? What am I-
Mayweather might not get hit.
It'll be a boxing match.
With the 6-ounce gloves.
Yeah.
Little ones. Hey, so I told you about having your phone with you. So me and Vaughn are doppelgangers, you know. So one thing we always like to ask our guests, I was like, well, since y'all are here, we're going to say, okay, instead of us saying, hey, we know a doppelganger for you guys, they got this website I use called Star by Face. And so what we'll do is, or we can talk about this first. Anybody tells you who you look like? Any kind of celebrity?
I usually get sent Ben Savage.
I
I don't know why. Every
I
time,
can see that.
yeah, I get sent Ben Savage. I don't know how.
Dude,
I
I
feel
see a
about
little Jeremy Piven in you.
it. Oh, well, stop it.
Yeah. But like the not successful one. No, I'm kidding.
That feels right, actually.
Yeah, so we always ask our people that, you know, so that's always a little conversation we have. But then just recently we had one with Smiley Kaufman, and he got on that app himself, and dude, we had a good time with it. So I was like, it'd be better if we do it. You plug a picture in or take a picture, put it in that app.
Let's try it.
It's called
What's it called?
Starbyface.com.
All right.
And so he came up with a 31% match to Hitler.
Oh, God. Stop.
He's like, dude, they got my last name. They put him as German.
Do y'all know the artist Sammy Adams? He was big back in the day. I don't know if y'all know him. Sammy Adams.
Uh-uh.
I gotta scroll.
He was big when I was in college, and
You see it? So you could
Is that who they say you look like?
you
picture
can
now.
you could take a
Face.
pic, or you can upload a picture of you have one, and it'll pull up the different matches.
Are we working with this
That's
guy
what I
right
look
here?
like today.
I think you can. Do you have to download the app?
No, it's not apps.
Yes.
It's web based.
Yeah, it's web.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's on the
I'm
web.
through apps
Yeah, my
right now.
bad. Starbyface.com. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, so it'll pull up all kind of different the different percentages.
Sammy Adams is a rapper.
Yeah. He used to be big.
Yeah, there you go.
What?
Click that
And upload any
you can,
pic?
You can add it. Yeah, any pic of you.
Dude, I see a little Sammy Adams in you.
Let me see, Sammy.
Did you pull it up?
Sammy
Yeah, I mean,
I just took a picture.
They're
Like
mostly
in
photos,
college in Austin, since it's such a musical town, when I'd go to 6th Street, people would come up to me and
Oh, I can see that.
ask if I were Sammy Adams.
Really?
And then, like my buddies would tell me to play it off like I was. Just
Should know I'm Samuel Adams. 35.
I got David Price. It's the hat and the beard.
The
picture
Yeah.
of the Rays.
Yeah.
Great guy, by the way. Super good dude.
Look
And,
just like
and
him.
Luis Guzman.
oh, I know
From-
him. No, I don't know.
There's
who
just
that
some
is.
Mexican
Do you just
guy.
take a
like any Mexican guy ever?
I just plug in.
Mexican guy off Bay Area? You know, he owns a food truck.
What you got?
I'm pulling it up. I was trying to find like a selfie.
Just take one.
Yeah, just take.
Just do
pull
one.
your head up. Take one.
Yeah, let me do that. I don't
Let
know
me
what's
take the
going
hat
on.
off.
It might be easier.
Again, hold on.
Let's get the lighting. Let's get the lighting.
Starbyface.com.
Yeah, start by face.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Let's see.
Upload pic, take photo. Do you smile or not smile? Just straight face?
You do what you want to do, man.
Go to upload pic.
Dude, I think you
Oh,
do
there
straight
you
face.
go.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna look like Matthew McConaughey in Dallas Buyers Club.
God, don't go this
So,
Oh gosh.
What you got?
I don't know if I like some of these.
Let's see it.
Kevin Sussman?
Oh
No.
that was the guy in Hitch.
Do I see
The nerdy
Justin
dude.
Bieber on there? Is there Justin Bieber on there?
Pull up the last bottom right.
Oh, hey, Wesley.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a 29% match for Wesley Snipes. I see it.
Oh, dude, I see too. I do too. That thing is so accurate, dude.
Wesley Snipes?
Dude, I see a little Snipes in you.
Yeah.
What part?
You're like Presley Snipes.
What part? Oh man,
A little too long fu Wesley Snipes.
you got some
mine's
random
not
ones.
loaded.
I see Lucas
Did you get
Gage.
Ted?
I can see
I got
that.
nothing.
Hey.
Wait. Oh, it's still doing it.
Wait, hold
I
on.
can't find anybody for me.
Dude, you're your own you.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's me like Saddam
He's
Hussein
like,
or
I'm
something.
Ted Red.
His own picture comes up. It's like you look like yourself.
When we did it with Rampage got 31% match for being Quentin Rampage Jackson.
Only 31.
Only 30.
When it pulled up, that's what's funny.
It's so funny.
Oh, Wentworth Miller. Do y'all remember Prison Break?
Yeah.
That show was good.
Dude, shave your head, bro.
I would be okay to look like him. I'll tap my whole body.
Dude, Wesley Snipes is it.
Wesley
Dude,
Snipes.
what?
That's the most accurate one.
What? This algorithm's awful.
Is it pulling up?
I'll try a different photo now. I'm like, I don't know what to pull.
I think it's because of service, dude.
Let me. You work
You
on
want to
your
use
phone?
yours?
Yeah, use his.
Or use mine? Here.
It's got.
Get rid of
I kind of want to see what
Oh, what's
our
this? Here
wives
we go.
would be on this now.
Dude, yeah, just use
What is
that. That's what Smiley said. He goes, dude,
There you
I'm
go.
always good for. I'm going to
Hey,
use this with
scroll
my
down.
buddies.
Your wife's probably Wesley
go.
Snipes.
Oh, here we go.
I mean,
Sacha Baron
yeah, we
Cohen.
look kind of alike.
Sacha
so-
Baron-
Dude, I see it.
I got Drake. How do I get?
Oh,
Dude.
wow.
Yeah, dude.
32% Drake.
All right, Aubrey.
Let's see. Females. I look like
Oh, I didn't
Brittany
look at the
Curran. I don't
females.
know. I don't know who that is.
Let me see.
I didn't look at the females.
I didn't even know they did that.
Man, you got a lot of females.
They couldn't tell what I am. Like, I don't know your gender, dude. All right.
Sacha Baron Cohen's good.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
That's a good one.
That
I
is a
like
good
it.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Drake.
Cool.
I like Drake. Just start.
I like Drake too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
dude,
tell my
go
wife.
Drake.
She'll be excited.
Say, dude, people think I look like Drake. It's on the internet.
You gotta paint
I'm
your,
gonna start posting photos of Drake on my Instagram.
you gotta paint them fingernails. It's a new thing.
All right, fine. Finally,
He was just at Trillburg the other day. He put on his it was
I
on
saw
Facebook.
that. Yeah, I saw that.
Did y'all see the basketball tournament that he had in his house, and they do like a press conference and everything?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. And
Didn't he
has
win
a
it?
court, yeah, and he wins it every year. And dude, they do like a trophy ceremony, a press conference after the game, and it's like he stacks his team and just dunks on everyone the whole time.
He's like Kim Jong Un.
yeah, in that household,
They're
yeah.
like-
That's great.
He shot 1,800 pars first time playing golf. You ever heard those stories about him? Like,
I believe
Yeah,
every
he
one of
doesn't
them.
like.
He got 4 hole-in-ones in one round. Dude, there's like pro golfers that don't have 4 hole-in-ones in their
One
life.
career, yeah.
Hey, he's a hell of an athlete.
Yeah, dude.
He was really good.
I
It was
believe
putt-putt.
it.
It was really good.
Even that's hard.
Oh man,
So
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what we always like to do.
Love it.
Sacha
I
Baron
love
Cohen,
it.
Dude, Wesley Snipes is 100%.
Yeah,
Money
that's-
train, dude.
I don't know where I go with that.
If your
but-
wife pulls up Woody Harrelson, y'all got to do a remake.
Yeah, dude. Might as well if we're going getting claimed by those stars. But I'm really
We never said this was accurate, but it always pulls up some pretty funny stuff.
wasn't Woody
Yeah, it's-
Harrelson in that bowling movie? What was the bowling movie?
He wasn't in the big. Oh, is he in the
Big
Big Lebowski?
Lebowski.
No, it was
Or bowling movie is
it's like Munson.
Sounds familiar.
Kingpin.
Kingpin.
yeah,
Man, I
yeah.
love that movie.
Yeah.
When the guy
That
flosses
was
his
a good
teeth
one.
and pulls out T-bones.
Ugh.
Anyways.
You make that throw up again, dude.
That's the best
can't
thing
do
about
it.
flossing your teeth, dude. You get some scraps out of there, and then you get to eat them again.
Little snack.
What just happened?
Dude.
So where'd you play college ball at, real quick?
So I actually went to the Air Force Academy,
Oh,
and
nice.
then wasn't a good vibe there. So I left, and went to UTSA,
Okay.
and then MBA at Baylor. So sick 'em.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go Bears.
Yep.
I went to Oklahoma State, but my parents went to Baylor, so I'm still a
Okay.
Baylor
Yeah,
fan.
but
Mm.
I'm from Oklahoma. Big
part?
OU fan. Altus, Oklahoma.
Altus, yeah,
Yeah.
nobody likes it there.
Yeah, no, it's down. It's just an Air Force.
It's
base
an Air
there.
Force base, yeah.
Oh, that's the Air
the
Force
same
Base.
guy who recruited Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
That's who recruited me to the Air Force Academy. So,
Really?
Yeah, that's what he's on my radar. Paul Skeens. That's like
Dude.
love him.
What a
on the
stud.
roster.
Dude, that guy's. He'll be in
Good.
the league here. Well, we're gonna blink our eyes, and
He's gonna be fast track. I think that's the cool thing about high draft picks now. They've all been pretty quick. These guys are getting in the league quicker.
Yeah, they figured it out because why
They're like,
put them through the system when they've gone through the system of college for 3
Well,
years?
these kids are
and-
also like at 16, 17, they're on high 90s.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, which is insane.
I
to
got a
me.
buddy that used to work for me. His son's 14, freshman. He's doing 85 already.
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
Wow.
yeah.
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 I actually, there's a kid I train named Zane Adams. Y'all look out for him. I'm hoping he gets popped in the first round in this draft this year. Left-handed pitcher, 94, 96. Set the state record this year through like 79 innings, 142 strikeouts.
Okay.
So he was
Wow.
striking out 2 guys an inning. And dude, you look at like just like historically, like where he was 2 years from now, and just how he's progressed. It's just out of this world. I mean, his velo's gone up 10 miles an hour. His command is on point, and he's 6'4".
Wow.
Bama commit.
helps.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, and lefty. Yeah, 6'4"
Yeah.
left-handed pitcher up to 96. I mean.
I'm 6'2", left-handed. What do you think you can do with me?
Yes.
I mean, you got the things I can teach, so dude, we can make it work.
He can't wrestle.
We can make it work.
I don't wrestle.
Yeah, dude.
That's hilarious.
So Nashville Saturday, huh?
yeah, family's moving to Nashville Saturday, and that's it. But we'll be back. My wife is due in September, so we'll.
Okay, because so he just had a newborn.
Yep.
You got a newborn on the way. It'll be your
Yep.
third, right?
Yeah,
And
my
this is your
third.
second?
Second.
How many kids you have?
I have 3 girls. Yeah, 18-month-old. So that's my baby.
Dude. Mine are, my daughter's about to be 13 and I have a 10-year-old boy. So I'm like, what the hell do you guys?
Yeah.
We're going to
You're
learn
done.
from
Not
you.
ready.
We're going to need all the mentorship we can
Let me
get.
talk to Adam. Adam had all the girls.
Dude, that guy.
Yeah.
6 of them.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
How does he
that's
do it?
No, all from different dads.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. I always tell people that.
I was like, how do I react?
Like, we'll be out in public. Somebody like they see them, or they're like, "One." I'm like, "There's 5 of them." I'm like, "Yeah, she's different dad. She's like a cat. She gets pregnant multiple times." She's like, "Shut up." She gets mad. When I
Wait,
say that.
so, but for real, in the beginning, okay, they have the 5 kids. What was your involvement helping? I mean, was it all hands on deck?
When they first had them, me and my wife were still living in Lake Charles. We're all from Lake Charles.
Okay.
Busby's, everybody. We're all from Lake Charles. They've been here for 12, 15 years. We've been here 8. But like the girls just turned 8 April. So we were driving them in every weekend. Every Friday morning we would drive in, stay the weekend with them. They were babies, and like we would help out. We'd do like the 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. bottle feedings. Like they literally, you'd wake them all up. You change them, change, feed. They go down, and literally like 15 minutes later, they're doing the same exact thing. By the time you do it all, they sleep for a couple hours. But literally, like once you do that whole process, clean up, it was back to do it again. So when we would come in and stay the weekends, we'd be sleeping on the couch, and we'd be the ones getting up, helping out, doing
crazy.
that stuff.
Well, good for y'all for helping out.
Yeah.
But they had a lot of help. Like luckily, they had a lot of help here. I mean, you can't just that's not for anybody. But literally, them. Daniel Adam, like the most laid back. Like Adam's pretty, like he's really laid back, like too much sometimes. But they're so laid back to where, like I tell you, like dude, they were chosen by God for that. Like that's not just something for anybody to take on.
Yeah, 100%.
'Cause that's at one time,
Dude, no, I can't even. I just even thinking about it.
Dude, I'd bail.
Yeah.
I mean, right? Dude,
I'm gone, man.
like it's an assembly line of babies, you know.
I would send money every month, but I know that's selfish, but I admit to it.
Yeah,
So.
I mean,
It's not for everybody, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Like they're the most laid back people to where. Oh, dude, I couldn't imagine.
I mean, you've got to be, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's you're chosen for that, man. That's not just a
Yeah.
happenstance. You know, it
100%.
just happened, and then you have all these
You
kids.
only got 2 routes.
But, dude,
Either
so
be laid
I'm-
back or go to the insane asylum.
I've known Danielle since I met her in high school.
Mm.
But ever since I've known her, she was young. I mean, my wife's a twin. Her sister, she got twin sisters. But she's always said when we were younger that she wanted to have multiples. She wanted to have a big family. So it's like
She did
she's always. I'm like, yeah, you.
she checked that box.
Yeah, you got tested, dude.
Wow.
What's even more impressive is Magnus has 6 kids.
Yep,
6 kids.
different wives.
Different wives. No, I'm kidding. They're all the same wife. But they're all different ages. So his wife's been pregnant for like 12 years straight.
Yeah,
Wow.
kids.
What's the
Oh,
age difference?
wow.
Pretty impressive.
What are the ages?
12, 10, 8, 6, 2. Wait,
Dude, so it's
12,
almost
10, 8,
routine.
every
Every 2 years.
Yeah,
So her biggest break was from like the 6-year-old and the 2-year-old.
yeah.
Yeah, you
12,
get
10,
you get
8, 6,
used
2.
to it though.
Yeah, you
It's
get- you
a
gave her a-
2-year turnover.
Wait,
Gave her
that's-
a couple week vacation.
Yeah, very methodical of you.
Yeah.
What
Wow.
they say, you kept her barefoot and pregnant.
Dude, no
yeah,
kidding.
man, this guy's the procreator.
I mean, but those are the
Good for you.
stories you hear where you're like, okay, that's perspective. Because I might not be sleeping that well right now, but like, I don't have 6 kids, or I didn't have 5 at one time. Like,
That's funny.
when one cried, did they all cry?
Man, probably so, dude. It's been 8 years now,
Right,
so it's
right.
crazy to think about. Like it was just
Or like 5 3-year-olds arguing over toys? Like,
Yeah.
think about all of
like I
the
said,
things.
the one thing is they're like the most well behaved kids, luckily, but there's so many of them that it seems like it's just so much.
Yeah.
But like little girls are nasty, dude. Just wait. Like,
Ugh.
dude, they say all kind of crazy stuff, dude. They call me Uncle Doofus. Like they bully me. Like I like it because I mess with kids, but they bully me, man. Like
Yeah.
you walk in that house, they're gonna tell you exactly. They'll check you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They're gonna tell you if you look stupid or if you're wearing something.
I already get that, man.
Yeah,
I got
we
a
got 3
5-year-old.
girls.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Just yeah. They're very opinionated.
They
It's
get
fun.
worse and worse.
Yeah.
12 years old,
I
they
was
get
gonna say,
dramatic.
don't they
Music to our
Yeah, I
ears.
got my daughter going to 8th grade, dude. So trust me, there's girl drama and all that stuff happening. It's
Oh man.
my dress.
it's not fun, man. Luckily, I had a boy to bounce it out. You guys,
Yeah.
poor bastards.
Yeah. Got lots of female energy.
I've got
going on.
one kid. I'll never have another one.
There you go.
Ever. He's
Or,
a boy. And he's
or
good.
you'll dip.
Dude, I will. I told my
dip.
wife all the time. I'm like, Lindsay, I'm gonna go to Costa Rica if you have another kid. Like that's where I'm gonna live. And she's like, oh no, you'd stay and support. She's starting to find out. No, I wouldn't. I would support financially. I mean, I know that sounds bad, but you know what? I'm not. It may not be husband of the year, but I can be most improved.
It's like Ted's golf.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from the
dude.
bottom. No, I felt that one. That was great.
That was good.
That's funny, man. Yeah, we appreciate you guys coming in, man.
Dude,
Well, thanks for having us.
This
Yeah,
is
it's a great
sweet,
time.
man. This is sweet.
Hope you guys have fun. It's maybe a little different than what you're used to. I know you.
Hey,
used to.
totally cool.
Yeah.
Loved it. We'll play some golf at Blue Jack National
Yeah,
soon.
Dude,
please.
I'm down for some golf.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do some Carlton Wood, some Blue Jack. Let's lose some balls together.
I like the Fazio's sick course.
Yeah, man. It's gorgeous.
Nicholas was fun, but I took my daughter to the women's major they just
Oh,
had there.
yeah.
The Chevron.
Yeah, my parents had one of the players stay with them, so
Really?
all the members got to the option of housing one of the players, and so
sweet.
they had a lean Crowder.
I was like, I'll take another
German.
quarter.
Yeah, yeah.
I got her. I got her.
Pervert.
Yeah.
I'll
He's
take-
like signing up and calling dibs.
Yeah. You
I just-
can't pick
I
the
just-
girl.
I just want. I just
like a
want Paige
draft.
Spearneck. Just Paige
Yeah.
Spearneck's all I want. I know she's not gonna play, but I just want her to be there.
Yeah.
It's a draft for
Stay
the.
here. My wife can get a room.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. But yeah,
That's funny.
we appreciate you guys coming in, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
y'all very
Thanks for
much.
having
We
us.
enjoyed it.
I'm sorry you had
this
to take
is good.
such a long drive over here, dude.
Dude, no, totally worth
Dude.
it.
He's gonna start his trek back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be there tomorrow. I'll call your wife.
Yeah,
right now.
I know.
It'll be quicker going back.
He texted me. He's like,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
can I get some gas money? I
Yeah, so what's the per diem for the day?
We'll send you some Venmo.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. And,
Yeah, well, that's it, man. We appreciate you guys.
yeah, hopefully we can get some athletes.
Yeah, we'll
from
stay in
Trent.
touch, man.
Yeah,
Anybody y'all can
I was
throw
saying
away.
Jake would be great for this.
Oh, yeah.
Jake and his brother.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, you guys
Good
would
stories.
get a kick out of these
Anybody y'all can
brothers.
throw away, we would appreciate it, man. We're
Yeah.
always looking for guests. Anybody's cool, got a cool story or whatever. I mean, it's fun.
For sure, brother. For
We'll do it.
sure.
All right, we'll stay in touch.
Good deal.
Cool.
All right. Thank you.
All right, man.
Thank
Thanks,
y'all.
guys.